I don't remember, Oxy or somebody like that. And as far as I know, it's pretty much disappeared from the marketplace. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's not even a factor. So when it comes to efficiency and effectiveness of a barrier material in films and blow molded packaging, food packaging, medical devices and so on, there's nothing better than EVOH. It's just a superior product, and there's no significant competition, and it's capital intensive. The market's not that big. It's only maybe 200 kilotons at the most globally, somewhere in that range, 150, I think, or I forget exactly. And so it's just not attractive enough for big companies in the petrochemical industry to build plants and try to penetrate the market, because I could just tell you that Kuraray is going to defend their market share to the death almost. If you look at Kuraray's annual report, the vinyl acid-based products in their portfolio dominate their business now. It wasn't like that when I joined the company 10 years ago or so, or 15, well, almost 20 years ago. There were other businesses that were quite prominent in their portfolio, but they have very systematically reduced their activities in other materials to the point where the vinyl acetate polymers, namely PVOH and EVOH, and some of the derivatives like PVB and PVB films and so on, have become the dominant profit generator of their company, and that's where most of the capital investments go in these days.
So the fact that they can defend their market share so nimbly, I guess is the word I'll use. If they have the luxury of reducing price to basically force somebody else out of business based on a price being lower than their own variable cost, what gives Kuraray the ability to do that themselves? Do they know that it's just going to be a short-term thing, or do they have feedstock advantage or something that allows them to still remain profitable at those low selling prices where others may not be?
I don't know if I can answer that question let me tell you what. First of all, the economics that the EVOH plant in Houston and Pasadena, Texas has are probably perfect because they're a pipeline everywhere. In fact, as a matter of fact, it's funny we're having this call today. I happened to be over there yesterday, and they're putting in a new ethylene pipeline. So my guess is they're getting ready to expand that plant again. They've already done 2 expansions in the last 15 years. Added 10 kilotons here, 10 kilotons there. My guess is if they're putting in a new a new ethylene pipeline, they're getting ready to take on, to start using more raw materials. Therefore, they're going to expand their capacity.
Interesting.
I think Kuraray has a cost advantage from an economy of scale standpoint. They have the biggest plant. They have the most efficient plant. They have ideal logistics on their raw materials. They get everything by pipeline. They get vinyl acetate by pipeline. They send the acetic acid back to their supplier by pipeline. There are very few trucks going in and out of that place except for finished goods, going to warehouses or going to customers. So I don't think I can't think of much they could do to be more efficient than they are. I'm pretty sure that the Noltex plant has similar efficiencies, but they're much smaller. So they just can't, their fixed cost is what it is, and if they get below a certain operating rate, they're going to lose money. And that is hanging over the head of the Noltex folks, is they can't afford to lose market share. They're, 20% or 25% market share that they have. If they do, and they have to start operating their plant below their break-even cost, they're going to be bleeding cash. And everybody knows that. Both the Kuraray people know it and the Noltex people know it, so everybody behaves themselves in the marketplace. There's no price cutting going on or discounting going on in the background or, secret contracts or anything like that, because it's going to end up hurting the small guy.